What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Seeking Sister Wife Season 5, Episode 2, Seeking Danielle Davis. Now let's get into Garrick and Danielle. Their segment starts off where it ended last week, where they're both talking to Danielle's brother and sister-in-law. Now Garrick is having a conversation with his brother-in-law, Sam. Danielle is having a conversation with her sister-in-law, Samantha. These conversations are taking place at two different locations, but they want us to believe that they're going on simultaneously. So anyways, Garrick and Sam is asking Garrick, why are y'all doing the same thing that you did before? You're choosing another Brazilian woman who doesn't speak English, just like Roberta. You're doing the same exact thing, but you're expecting a different result. And he says that this is a sign of insanity, when you're doing the same thing continuously but expecting a different result. So the reason why they're doing the same thing again is because Garrick definitely has a type. He is enamored with Latin American women who don't speak English. Now, the last season that they were on TLC, Garrick was talking to Roberta, but then there was an African American woman that was also like a potential sister wife for them. Now, that didn't work out for them, but he was also speaking with an African American woman, and for whatever reason that didn't work out, and they concentrated more so on Roberta. And this is the reason why Roberta never wanted to go through with being their sister wife, was because Garrick was talking to this other woman, and Roberta did not want to have to compete with Danielle and yet another woman. So that's when Roberta jumped ship and never got on the plane to come to America, because she was just really jealous of this other relationship that Garrick was having. Now, we are here with Natalia. So they're trying to justify why they're doing the same thing again. I don't know why Garrick just doesn't say, look, I love Latin American women who don't speak English. So that's why I'm choosing someone who's very similar to Roberta. Now, Danielle, on the other hand, she's telling her sister-in-law that she wishes that Garrick would slow down. Danielle is still trying to recover from the whole Roberta fiasco. She says that she's still trying to heal from that she was really brokenhearted by what Roberta did to them. She also mentions that Garrick was also really brokenhearted after Roberta broke up with them. So she wants them to slow down, but Garrick wants to go full throttle. He doesn't want to waste any time because he's got to get to this hot Latin woman as soon as possible. So he's ready to dive right in, and the plan is to go to Mexico to meet Natalia for the very first time in person. Now, his brother-in-law, Sam, asks Garrick, how do you know she's not using y'all for money? And then Garrick says, well, she just graduated from law school and she's looking for work. And so Sam says, oh, okay, she's looking for work, so she's not employed. Once again, how do you know she's not using y'all for money? Now, Garrick says they have not sent her a dime, but they are paying for her to travel to Mexico. And so the brother-in-law is like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. You say that she's not using y'all for money, but y'all are paying for her whole entire trip to travel to Mexico. So on this trip, Garrick might be proposing, even though this is going to be the very first time that he meets her in person. Like, he is ready to go. He's already picked out a ring or made a ring for her. He is ready to go full throttle and possibly propose to this strange woman once they meet in Mexico. Now, Danielle is feeling extremely apprehensive. Like I said, Danielle's brother tells Garrick, if you hurt my sister again, I'm going to be all over you. And Garrick is like, I didn't hurt your sister. Roberta did. And the brother-in-law says, yeah, but you're the one that's chasing all these women, that's putting my sister in this situation. So I'm going to be all over you if this ends up breaking my sister's heart again. Moving on from there, Garrick and Danielle are having a conversation. The promotion of their business is on fleek, y'all. They're wearing the shirts or sweaters or whatever that's got the logo on it. Garrick has on the hat that's got the logo on it. So, like, if they get nothing else from being on TLC, they're going to promote the hell out of their business. So Danielle talks about maybe they're moving too fast and they should slow down a little bit. And especially with the whole thing about proposing to Natalia. So Garrick tells her, but if God tells you to do something, you need to act on it. So once again, he's using God and religion to justify his selfish actions. I'm not going to be crude about it. The thing is, he is excited about Natalia. He's excited about Natalia because the pictures that I'm pretty sure drew him to Natalia and that drew him to Roberta were all of those, the pictures of them wearing bikinis on the beach, wearing the skimpy outfits. He is not trying to slow down. He needs to get to Mexico ASAP. But then he's using God and religion to justify his actions. And I don't see why. Maybe she does. Maybe Danielle does see right through it. But because she's such a passive wife, she can't really call him out on it. Because they also say that God told them, God was the one that told them to act on proposing to Roberta. But you see where that got them. If Roberta was the right choice and God was leading you to Roberta and God was telling you to go propose to Roberta, then why did it end as horribly as it did? So he plans to propose to Natalia. He says that on camera, that that's what his plan is. And we'll see how that goes. So because it feels so strongly about Natalia that she is the right one, they are taking their kids with them on this trip to Mexico, which I thought was just not a good idea at all, because they talk about how their kids were so attached to Roberta, but then when she broke up with them, not only did it hurt them, it also hurt their children. So why are you dragging your kids into this new situation so quickly? Like, why don't you figure out exactly where Natalia's head is at? What is she really trying to gain out of this? Is she committed to this or not, before you bring your children into it? So it kind of seems like to me that maybe they're taking a vacation to Cancun, like a family vacation to Cancun. And they're like, well, if we're going to be in Mexico anywhere for vacation, we might as well meet Natalia there as well. That's what it seems like to me, because I can't think of any other reason why they would try to drag their kids into this other than, them taking a family vacation. They can't be stupid enough to drag their children into this situation so early on, not knowing who or what Natalia is about, and opening up their children to possibly, being hurt like the way Roberta hurt them before. I just didn't understand why the kids had to come along. So they arrive in Mexico, and then the next morning at around 5 a.m., they find out that Natalia cannot board the plane from Brazil to Mexico. There's something going on with immigration between the two countries. She might need a special visa to enter into Mexico. It's a whole lot of confusion. They can't figure nothing out. Natalia doesn't speak English. So whenever she's talking to them on the phone or FaceTiming them, they have to pull up the translator, which is not really helping much of anything. They're looking on the website. The websites are not saying much of anything. So it's a whole bunch of confusion as far as why Natalia cannot get on this plane. Now, the producers tell them that the producers in Brazil who are going to be traveling with her to Mexico, they were able to get on the plane with no issue. For whatever reason, Natalia and her mom can't, because her mom is also coming along. For whatever reason, Natalia and her mom can't board the plane. And so now they're beginning to wonder, is she playing games with us the same way Roberta did? Maybe she doesn't want to go through with this at all. And she's just trying to find excuses not to get on the plane. So both of them now are having like PTSD, thinking about what happened with them with Roberta. And Garrick is crying. And I'm like, what are you crying about? You haven't even met the woman, Garrick. Are you crying because you're going to be missing out on some Brazilian poom poom? Is that like really why you're crying? Like, what the hell is going on? You've never met this woman before. You've only communicated with her on the phone or online. And now you're crying because she can't board a plane? Man, get out of here. Moving on to Ashley and Shane. Now, Ashley and Shane's story is like bizarre. It is so bizarre to me, because what I'm not understanding is, Ashley, you're 6 months pregnant and you have a toddler, barely a 1-year-old. Why are you so like focused on finding a wife or a girlfriend or whatever the hell is going on here? Like, why aren't you concentrating on your pregnancy and your toddler? Okay, and your husband, I guess. It just boggles my mind that you're 6 months pregnant and you're busy, on the online dating sites looking for a girlfriend. Like, I don't get it. So, it's time for Shane to finally meet, Ashley's girlfriend, Grace. Now, remember, Ashley is bisexual. She is the one that is seeking a wife, not Shane. And Shane says he's cool with that because he knows, that his wife, this is who she is, this is what she is, and he's willing to go ahead and cater to her needs and her desires and allow her to have a girlfriend. So Grace tells us that she has dated men in the past. She has dated men for the majority of her life. So I guess being in a relationship with a woman and her husband is not like that foreign to her. So Without okay, so Shane gets the feeling that maybe Grace is not too interested in him because she hasn't expressed any desire to meet him. I think Ashley even told him that yeah, she's not really like looking forward to meeting you. Grace is more interested in cultivating a relationship with Ashley. So when they do finally meet at a restaurant, it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. One of the first questions that Shane asked Grace, the girlfriend, was if she's trying to steal Ashley away from him. And she was like, no, I'm not trying to do that. And then Shane asked if they've been touchy. That's the term that he used, touchy. And I think the answer to that question was no, they really haven't been. They talk about Grace's occupation. Now she's some type of a spiritual or life coach, and Shane completely disrespected her profession. He was like trying to discredit what she does, trying to belittle what she does. She takes it very seriously, whatever she does. And so I thought it was really rude of him to do that. It doesn't matter what you think of her profession. This is her profession. There are people out there who are willing to pay her for whatever she's offering, whatever life coaching, spiritual coaching that she's offering. There's people out there willing to pay her for that. So like, why are you disrespecting what she does for a living just because you don't understand it or you don't agree with it? Like, I don't understand. He started like, poking holes into what she does and comparing it to like real psychology. He was just being a real butthole. So Grace asked, why is he in this? Why is he okay with his wife having a girlfriend? Like, why is he allowing this to happen? And Shane says that he's basically wants to give Ashley what she wants. He doesn't want to, whatever. He just wants to give his wife whatever she wants to make her happy. Ashley, for the most part, during this dinner, stayed silent. So as it got more and more tense between Grace and Shane, Ashley just kind of like shrunk away. She was not present. She didn't say anything at all. And both of them wanted Ashley to step in and to stand up for either one of them. And she didn't. So when Shane was disrespecting Grace's profession, she said nothing. Because Grace was giving her right back to Shane. Grace was giving her right back to him. So whenever Grace was, basically kind of like treating him like someone who's not really open-minded. He's not really with the way of the world. He's so close-minded. Ashley said nothing. So Grace says that she really doubts that Ashley and Shane are even on the same page about this whole polygamy thing, whatever you want to call it. So after Grace leaves, Shane tells Ashley that he didn't feel her, and he could tell that she wasn't really feeling him, and the whole dinner was a fail. Shane didn't see any chemistry or connection at all between Ashley and Grace, and Ashley said that Ashley even admitted that Grace was rude to her husband, but she didn't say anything to stop it. Shane, like I said, Shane belittled Grace's profession, said that she had no formal training. I think Ashley is a psychiatrist or something. I don't know who he was comparing her to, but he was like, like a psychiatrist. They have to go to school and spend so many years in school, getting all their degrees and certifications and whatever else. And what does she do? She goes online and downloads a certificate, and now she's certified to help people. So I didn't understand why he cared so much about what she did for a living. I don't see how that affected Shane at all. Shane sensed that Grace wasn't really trying to steal Ashley away from him, but he felt like Grace was more so trying to get Ashley to like her more than Shane. And I was like, but you're her husband and the father of her kids. Like, how can Grace convince Ashley to like her more than you, when she's got more of a history with you and y'all have an established family together? Like, you're severely insecure. I don't know why you're doing this, Shane. This is not for you. This lifestyle is not for you because you are severely insecure. So Ashley said that even though the dinner did not go very well and there was a lot of tension between Grace and Shane, she says that she is still willing to give Grace a shot and that she is not ready to shut the door on Grace completely. And when she said that, Shane did not like that. He was actually shocked that she said that. So Ashley, Shane, y'all need to have a very long conversation about what y'all want to do with Grace, because it seems like to me that Shane is insecure. He's scared to death that someone, Grace, whoever, somebody is going to take his wife away from him. And I don't think he's got the strength to go through with this, because I can only imagine what it would be like if Grace moved in with them. Moving on to the Davis family. So Nick is all dressed up. He has on his dress shirt. He has on his tie, looking like he's going to feed the baby real quick and then, grab his briefcase and go to the office. But he ain't got nowhere to go because he's a stay-at-home dad. He says that he takes his role as a stay-at-home dad very seriously. Therefore, he dresses the part. So he just gets up and gets dressed just to stay home. So I have to clarify that the mother of the baby is Jennifer. Jennifer is the youngest of all the wives, and she is the biological mother of the child. Now, there was been some rumblings, I think, and I think these rumblings started the last season that they were on, that when Nick and Jennifer met, there's a possibility that Jennifer might have been underage when they first met. I don't know, but I've seen some stuff online regarding that. So the scene that we have here, Nick is with the baby. Jennifer comes home from work, and they talk about Danielle and how she's really hesitant to add a fourth wife. And as we all know, Danielle has been struggling with this whole sister wife situation. She struggled with, just being with the three of them. She wasn't sure if she wanted to go through with it. When she finally made up her mind, she struggled about whether or not she wanted to move in with them. Then she finally moved in with them. And ever since then, she has not been really gung-ho about adding a fourth wife like everybody else. Everybody else is on board with adding a fourth wife. And when they do add the fourth wife, that fourth wife will have to marry Danielle, the one who's not really feeling any of this. So she's not really feeling getting married to a fourth wife. And so, she's the one that's been really hesitant. So Nick and Jennifer are talking about this, and they're basically like, she's either going to get on board or get the hell on. And guess what, y'all? She got the hell on, because the next time that we see this family, there's only three of them left, which is April, Nick, and Jennifer. Danielle has left the building. She has exited the chat. So what happened was, she came home from work. It was only Nick home. The other two women were out working still. And so Nick was doing whatever he was doing. All of a sudden, he hears some rumblings going on. And it's her packing up her suitcases. And she was on her way out. And she told Nick, sayonara, goodbye. I'm out of here. I've got my own apartment. Nice knowing you. And she was out. And so when the other two wives came home and Nick broke the news to them, they were kind of like all shocked about how she left. Like, why would she even leave like that without saying goodbye, without a conversation, without nothing? And so Nick was like, I really didn't want to ask her too many questions because, she was hell bent on getting the hell out of here. So I guess they tried to reach out to her. She texted April back, and she said in her text message that she wasn't sure if she was ready for all of this, and that she needed to get herself together, but she wishes them all the best, and that she loves them all very much. The trio says it's not just the fact that she left us, but she also left our children, because we have the little girl between Nick and Jennifer, and April also has a child. I don't know if she has a child with Nick or with somebody else, but April also has a child that for whatever reason is not on camera. And so, this is also affecting their kids as well. So yeah, she's out of there. I think, y'all, it had more to do with something else than just struggling with adding a fourth wife. I kind of felt like Danielle felt left out. Her being the newest wife, you would have thought that Nick would have given her all of the attention, or most of his attention, because she is the newest wife, and her and Nick have to establish a relationship as well. But I don't think she got enough attention from Nick. I think Nick is really more interested in Jennifer, to tell you the truth. I think Jennifer is his main. And him and April have more of a history together. They've been together the longest. So April is kind of like established herself as wife number one. Jennifer came in as the young pretty one, so I'm pretty sure Nick gave a lot of attention to Jennifer. So Jennifer was able to thrive in that and develop something really strong with Nick. And then when Danielle came along, Danielle was kind of like an afterthought. Danielle to me was just like a collection piece. It's like, okay, I'm collecting a whole bunch of wives, and Danielle is my next piece to add to the collection. That's how I saw Danielle. I didn't see him spending a lot of time with Danielle, giving her a lot of attention. And I think Danielle left because she felt really, really left out. And I think she thought that if they added yet another wife, she was going to be even more left out. Moving on to Nyla and Naeem. So when we see them, they are still at dinner, y'all. This is the longest dinner ever because the last time that we saw them, they were at dinner with Naeem's mother. The mother came over. She came over for dinner because they wanted to break it to her that they are going to be entering a polygamous lifestyle and that they've already found a second wife. So the mom is not feeling any of this. She doesn't like it. She doesn't agree with it. She doesn't support it at all. And so they tell her, well, we're not really looking for your approval. We're just telling you the what's up. And the mom was like, well, if you're not looking for my approval, what the hell am I doing here? And Naeem tells his mom, because we just wanted you to know what we were doing. So when you come over and you see a whole nother woman sitting up in here, you're not going to be surprised and shocked. So we're just forewarning you of what we're planning to do. We're not asking for your permission. We're just, giving you the common courtesy to let you know that things are going to be different around here. So they tell her that they've already found a woman. Her name is Keisha. And the mom was kind of shocked. And she was like, well, which one of y'all picked her? And they said that it was Naeem that picked her, I think. And then she asked, what does she look like? And they were like, she's an attractive woman. So the mom asked them, where did y'all meet her? And they said they met her online. And she was like, figures, like she's got something against, people meeting online. So the mom is not feeling this. She doesn't like it at all. And then she asked, so she's going to have like her own place to live, or is she going to be living here? And they told her she's going to be living here with us. I cannot wait for Keisha to move on in. If we're going to get that far, I hope we do, because I cannot wait to see what the mother-in-law's reaction is going to be when Keisha moves in. And that's all there was with that, y'all. Not much going on, but it was still a really good episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.